Welcome to the Proactive Woman Podcast. This segment is about building your financial legacy. I'm your co host, Fran Marie, and our host is Joyce Palmer. She's a CEO and managing partner of JP Financial Group. She's a philanthropist and community activist as well, former board of directors for the Charlotte Post Foundation, former board member of Faith in Action Community and Education Transition Services, FACET, a nonprofit helping women and children transition from homelessness to independence, sponsors an annual free shred event in Charlotte, North Carolina, holds a double A, triple A BBB rating. Please visit jpfinancialgroup.com to book your complimentary consultation if you're nearing retirement or desire to know the steps to retirement, or perhaps you're curious or confused about Medicare open enrollment for benefits you deserve. Keep listening. The office of JP Financial Group has been busy since October 7th for open enrollment for Medicare benefits. Good morning, Joyce.
Good morning, Francene. How are you?
I am sort of good because open enrollment is in full effect.
Yes, we have. Medicare open enrollment actually officially starts on the 15th. October 1st, though, marked when we could actually get a rollout of what to expect. And this year, I do need to stress is so important because thanks to the One Big Beautiful Bill that recently passes legislation, healthcare has changed. The landscape of healthcare has changed forevermore, and that includes Medicare. So this year is paramount that you pay attention to what's going on with your Medicare, with your health insurance, whether it's Medicare for those 65 and older, or if you're 65 and younger and you have health insurance through the marketplace, the Affordable Care Act, or some call it Obamacare, you need to be in full focus because there are a lot of changes going on. And so we're here to help. So yes, we will have sleepless nights here for the next month and a half.
Right? Because it's so vital. I know we're saying it's important. It
Yeah,
is so vital
yeah,
because we
yeah.
did some shows about that.
We
How
did.
vital.
Yes, we've done some shows. We're doing some workshops. We're going to continue to do that throughout open enrollment. So stay tuned for webinars, in-person workshops, or simply, take advantage of the complimentary consultation. You can call our office 704-543-6269 and just say, I need to get on the calendar for that Medicare review or health insurance review. It is absolutely complimentary. So we encourage people to not try to figure this one out on your own. Get help, get professional help to make sure that your enrollment is right this year.
Absolutely. And Joyce, speaking of being on point, I'm excited because we have Dr. Israel as our guest today.
Yes. Yes. I am so excited to have Dr. Israel, and I selfishly have a ton of questions I want to ask her, but I am going to try to reserve my questions for ones that pertain to things that my audience and my clients can benefit from. And then I'll snatch her up on the side myself selfishly for some of the other questions because she has a ton of information to share that is going to benefit us.
Yes, she started her business in 1997. Dr. Israel is the CEO of Stepping Stone Consulting Global Firm, and she was honored as a recipient of the 2025 Who's Who of America and the most influential people in leadership development in America. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Israel.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm so glad you can join us today because I know you're a mom, you're a wife, you're a business owner, and you help the business owners, the babies in business.
That's what we call them, babies in business.
I love it. I love it. So, is this a busy time for you? I know it's a busy time for Joyce at JP Financial Group.
It is a busy time. I think most of the time, for nonprofits, it's a busy time because they're in this last quarter for grants. trying to make sure that they write and get these deadlines met so they can get approval for funding for 2026.
Wow. Right. It's I'm glad you help us with those steps. Joyce, you do the same thing because we come to you
Yeah.
kind of like,
Yeah, we do too. I think the fourth quarter, to me, I find as a business owner, as a parent, um, and as someone who celebrates their birthday in the fall, just
Ooh,
happen to do that too.
yay.
I find this last quarter extremely crazy. It starts in October with, like I said, health insurance, open enrollment, Medicare open enrollment. It's also the fourth quarter of the year. So, from a financial planning standpoint, more people retire at the end of the year. And so we're doing retirement planning, we're doing financial workshops, we're doing the Medicare workshops. Like I said, I slip a birthday in there in October, October 13th. Woohoo. Um,
"Woo,
so
happy
that's right.
birthday."
I try
I
to
know, happy
celebrate that in
birthday.
between October, and then November comes in and we have the holidays.
Yes.
People want to take some downtime to enjoy their families and have holiday time, but you also are extremely busy at work. And as a mom, as a woman, I've found that over the years, tremendous balancing. I want to spend time with family and experiment cooking for Thanksgiving
Yes.
dinner. Not that I know how to cook, but experiment. But then work is calling. Work is calling. And then December comes and it's Christmas. And again, all of this is happening in that fourth quarter. So I'm wondering, Dr. Israel, like you say, as a person who works with business owners, how do you help them, kind of prioritize that stuff and manage it without going crazy?
Oh yeah, it's called balance. One of the great things that I do is I try to have people to start in October to plan for their strategic planning for 2026.
Mhm.
Don't wait to January to plan for your strategic planning for that first quarter of the year because it becomes hectic. There's tax season, there's all of these things going on in the beginning of January. And so I try to say, make sure you do these in segments. Make sure that you go ahead and say, look at the scope of your business now. See where you want to go and what goals did you meet this year so you can be more effective next year.
Mhm.
And so that's why this is one of the greatest things is because when the holidays do come, you have the time to relax with your family and really have that balance between work and family. And
Mhm.
as women, as you know, Joyce, we wear so many hats. And
That's
so in those hats that we have to take off, we have to make sure that we have to take care of ourselves first. And when people are in business, you see them doing so much and they become last
right.
in
Hmm.
the self-care. And
Right.
so I always say if you plan accordingly, it is less stressful. Your balance is there for your mental health as well as your business. And then you can just be ready to take on the next quarter, which will be the first quarter of 2026.
Hmm. Hmm. Wow. It sounds like what I tell my clients, I need you telling me that as a business owner.
Yeah, it's
Because
a
we,
lot.
we do. We tell our clients, self-care, um,
Yes.
you know, uh, take care of yourself, use the time during the holidays to enjoy your family, de-stress, and prepare for the next year. We do the same thing when we're sharing with our clients, preparing their financials and making sure that they don't run into tax season with like
Right.
nothing prepared already. It's all about preparation and being proactive. Yeah.
And that's right, because even for ours, even for the business that I help for profit,
Hmm.
one of the things that I say, you're getting ready to end this quarter, you need to really review what your plan is and did you really make a profit for this year? How
Mm.
does that really benefit if you didn't for next year? And even in when they're looking at their profits, are you in the right entity of this part? You know, a lot of these nonprofits or for-profits, they really don't understand the intensive part of it and the benefits of it for tax season. And
Mhm.
for the for-profit, we noticed that a lot of them are just LLCs and they're not preparing for the growth of their business.
Mhm. Mhm. Wow. Love it. Love it.
I love it. I love it because both of you business female beautiful women help us pivot because our brain, our mindset is one way. We're thinking, "Oh, I'll just wait for retirement. I'll make it. I'm
Mhm.
good now. I'll make
Mhm.
it." And then in business it's like, "Oh, I'll just start tomorrow."
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And
Yeah,
how do you
you have to
sustain that?
pivot. In this administration right now and all of the
Mm,
changes that are taking place in business, you really have to look at your business and find out what is truly working for you and what is not.
mhm,
I know working with a lot of nonprofit organizations, they will hold on to programs that are not effective.
Mm.
And you really have to really pivot and say, financially, is this a good plan for our organization? Even for myself, working in 39 states and 3 countries, I really had to look at the nonprofit side and say, where are they at in this new administration? And
Mhm.
how would they continue to progress as business owners?
Mhm.
And so I even pivot for my own business, Fran. I even took a look at it and said, that these nonprofits and these for-profit businesses may or may not make it in this new administration financially. And
Mhm.
so I had to pivot in my own and figure out how do I provide a service that they need to be sustainable.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that was my pivot.
Yeah.
How do I do that? How do I provide sustainability for those that really are boots on the ground working in nonprofit, but financially cannot afford to keep the programs going for
Mhm.
next year?
Yeah. And
And
I'm
so
sure that's sad in a way
it is.
because I think I think the point where you say sometimes we like to hold on to something even though it's not working. I find that sometimes too in the space where we work with retirees. And again, our ladies, we love men too, but our ladies are our centerpiece. And sometimes as women, we get attached emotionally to
Absolutely.
things, to people, to processes. Well, this is how I've done it. This is how I've done it all these years. And my mommy did it that way. My grandma did it that
Yes.
way. And so I just assume I need to keep doing it that way. Sometimes we do have to make that pivot, and that's sometimes tough because it requires us to step out of that emotional attachment and say, you know what, it's not working. I've got to do something different. I got to do
And
something.
people don't like change,
Right,
Joyce.
right,
They don't like change. But people, if they really look at that, change is not always bad.
right.
Change can be very effective for you and beneficial if
Mm-hmm,
you plan it out correctly.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
I definitely agree. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Awesome. I love
Yeah.
it.
So but you know the beauty of women. I know we work with men too at JP Financial Group
That's right, we do.
LLC. But
Matter of
it's
fact, we had a fantastic interview with one of our male clients not too long ago on the Proactive Women podcast, and so Dr. Israel was really funny because we had him sitting in the middle, right? Francine was
Oh,
on one side and I was on the other side. He didn't realize it was going to be both of us. He's like, "Oh no, wait a minute, wait a minute! I got two women on the side of me doing the interview," but he did a fantastic job. So I just want to do that little shout out. We like men.
yeah,
Um, and we have male clients, but we do focus a lot on women because women have to look at their planning scenarios differently, right? We have to plan differently because we have some obstacles that our male counterparts do not.
absolutely.
We've we are multitasking. We're taking on the role of leading the family in most cases, raising the children, and working outside of the home and working at home, right? Unfortunately, there's still a discrepancy between the pay that women get and men get for the same job. So believe it or not, 2025, we still make less than our male counterparts. Yet we live longer, life expectancy. So which means we need our money to last longer. So there's so many dynamics that make paying attention to women and planning our center point. Yeah.
Do you find that women, I know this for sure, we can change our mind on a dime.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So we can do this. We
Mhm.
can do this. If you're just not tuning in, you're listening and watching the Proactive Woman podcast. I'm your co-host, Fran Marie, and we have our host, Joyce Palmer, CEO and managing partner at JP Financial Group. Get on the website, get your consultation, get to know your financial advisor. JP Financial Group is the number one financial group in the Southeast region. And so it's a trusted source. We also have our guest today. It's Dr. Arlosha. Dr. Arlosha, I've known for quite some time. And everybody that I've ever met said, oh God, if you're starting a company or a nonprofit, you need to call Dr. Israel. She's the CEO of Stepping Stone Consulting Global Firm. I love when women win.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
So, ladies, we're already, your mindset's already in 2026 and we have to catch up with you. What are
Mhm.
some things that we can start now? And Joyce was, a lot of people say, well, as a woman, I don't make enough money. And Joyce always says, well, we need to change that. We need to pivot.
Mhm.
You need to bring in some more income. How do you do that? Like Daryl, our guest last week, he had
Mhm.
side gigs.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Many of our clients, the new retirees, and Dr. Israel, I would love to hear your take on this. What I'm finding is the new retirees are getting to the point where they want to reinvent themselves, their next chapter, right?
Mhm.
They want out of the 9 to 5 stressful, grind it out, but yet they still want to do something that gives them purpose, something that they enjoy doing that's stress free, and something that can make money, right? Because the truth of the matter is, if you're living longer, you may need more income. So, having a side hustle or a business, we start to call it a side hustle, but I know you're going to formalize it and help them make it a business, right?
Absolutely.
But how do you see that as retirees coming into your space, saying, you know what, I want to start a nonprofit, or I want to start a business that I'm retiring?
I see it all the time now. I used to didn't see it as much, but now I see a lot of retirees saying, hey, I can't sit at home.
Mm-hmm.
There's something else that I want to do, and I've been wanting to do it for a long period of time. And so those visions and ideas turns into a business,
Mm-hmm.
something that they love to do, they've been wanting to do, and a lot of them are nonprofit organizations.
Mm-hmm.
How do we give back to a charitable opportunity that we never was able to do? And I think there's a myth about nonprofits about, hey, there's not pay for nonprofits. It is pay for nonprofits. People get salaries just like they do in for profits as a nonprofit founder or president or an executive director. And so, in that part of it, they make this part of their plan.
Mm-hmm.
And the great thing about nonprofits is if you decide that you're not wanting to be the executive director or the president, it can still go on. You can elect someone else to carry this legacy
Right.
on.
Yeah.
And that's the one of the things I greatly like because even when you're totally retired, you can still see something that you built keeps going on to help people in the community. So it
Mm-hmm.
becomes the legacy of individuals or you having foundations that in memory of that keeps moving and striving in this community and they're building up something and they're loving it when they go. It's
Mm-hmm.
not a job. They love to go to these
Right.
places and see the impact they're making. So
Mm-hmm.
I agree. It's happening a lot now.
Yeah, I love that. I can think of 10 clients right now, literally, that are in that space right now. They're transitioning out and they're thinking about legacy. They're thinking about helping nonprofits that they have an affinity for, that they want to increase what they can do. They're thinking about the financial aspects. I mean, that's a tax benefit
Yes.
also. And the more resources you have, the more money that you have, the greater emphasis you need to look at legacy and how that money will transfer to your children and your children's children. So
Right.
I think that is this pinpoint. Like I said, those, I can think of 10 people right now, literally, that should be talking to you because I'm planting the seed and I'm telling them that's what they need to do. But of course, I can't take it over the line for them. But that's, I think, where your services comes in.
Thank you. And I think what's important too is they make a succession plan. You
Yes.
know, people think, well, when I leave, this is it. No, you have a succession plan. What do you want this nonprofit to continue to do in
Hmm.
your absence?
Hmm.
And is this something that now your grandchildren are now a part of that can take this and continue to build this legacy for your name? And so I think with even with the nonprofits, they need to understand that this can be a longevity
Hmm.
opportunity for them for to hand down to generations.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I am excited about it because one of the things with nonprofits is the impact that you're making. It
Mm.
is priceless in
Yeah.
our community. And these people have an opportunity to touch lives that they never were able to touch in a 9 to 5.
Hmm. Yes, absolutely. Love it. Love it. I mean, so ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening again, you know this is the Proactive Women podcast, and this conversation is I'm excited about it. I don't know about you. I'm totally excited because, like I said, I'm as a business owner, as a believer in creating financial legacies for our children and our family. And being a part of a legacy myself, you know, I think of my grandparents, my parents, were all entrepreneurs in some facet, you know, starting with my grandmother and grandfather that were farmers. And my mom, who owned a nursing, she owned a daycare, but they called it in her day, she was a babysitter. But she had a daycare, right? It was in our house. So all the kids literally lived there 24/7. So, but that was entrepreneurship in its infant stage. My dad was a cab driver and an ice cream truck driver.
Oh,
So
wow.
all of the kids in our neighborhood, of course, favored us because he was an ice cream truck driver.
Mhm.
But all of those were things that were entrepreneurs that I didn't even recognize at the time was being embedded in myself. So when now I, as a business owner and an entrepreneur for 20 years, I am so proud and so excited to plant that seed continuously in
Mhm.
the clients that I work with, the individuals who I'm making a difference with them financially. And now there's talking about legacy planning. So I love it. Love it.
Yeah.
And that's 300. Well, it's hundreds. I know it's over 300 individuals you've retired. So,
Oh yeah, we broke that record this summer. We retired over 300 individuals with a happy and successful retirement. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Which means that's an accomplishment, and we are still working to increase that number as we are looking to retire more people every year. Hmm.
That's
as
great. That is awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
as we close out this morning, I know we could talk for hours.
Yes.
We got a couple of more minutes just to give your wise, I mean, all of this is wise conversation. But if you have anything to share with our audience, I know JP Financial Group LLC.com is where you can go for your complimentary consultation. Stepping Stone Consulting Global Firm.com is where you can go if you're thinking
Yeah.
about that entrepreneurial journey. Both of these ladies are amazing. Oh my God. They're building empires for themselves and others.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, when it comes to retirement, Joyce Palmer at JP Financial Group,
Hmm.
LLC, man, you do have to take a breath.
Right. We do. We do. And we always have to remember to have some fun as well. right? So even though we are financial advisors and we talk about budgeting and not spending and saving and investing, we all have guilty spending pleasures. So Dr. Israel, you have to come true confession every time someone comes on, they have to make that confession. My, guilty spending pleasure is shoes, right?
Mhm.
So just got to spend money on shoes. It's not a want, it's a need. I need them. I need them. I need them.
Mhm.
So Dr. Israel, you got to share what yours is. And I know, like I said, as a financial person, you don't ever overspend, do you?
I'm very careful with spending,
Okay.
to be honest. Um, I like to spend things that benefits me mental health wise.
Okay.
So I like to travel.
Mm.
And so one of the things that I like to do is travel, and I get to travel with my business when I'm doing stuff out of the country, but I like to travel and go to the water.
Ah, to the water.
Yeah, I'm very into the water. I'm
Okay.
very into grounding and then just being with the outside for my mental health. And so that's where I spend a lot of money at. Now, I used to be a shoe fanatic.
Ah, yes.
I used to be a terrible heel shoe fanatic. And when you get older and your knees is not mega knees anymore,
No, 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 no.
up. And so now mine is just traveling and enjoying the culture. I
Mm,
love to go and find out different cultures.
awesome.
Yeah.
Francine has one too.
Yeah. Thrifting. I can do it every day. Every day. I should turn that into a business.
You should.
That's it. That's
That
right.
is actually a good business. It was yesterday. We was at a competition for band, and the lady was standing beside me. She had this fabulous cardigan on and this shirt and it was so beautiful. And the lady beside it was like, "Oh my God, where you get that?" And she said, "Oh, Goodwill, honey, Goodwill." And I was like, "Oh, this is nice." So there's money, and that's gonna be very valuable to you.
Young
Yeah, that's a
women's.
great idea. That's a
Yeah.
wonderful idea because she does.
Awesome.
She thrifts all the time and finds the most fabulous stuff.
She does. And looks
See?
so good in it. And so you would never know it's from the thrift shop.
Exactly, right? Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. I don't want to stop this show. I don't want to. But I want to thank everyone for joining us this morning. We all have that guilty pleasure as far as
Amen.
spending is concerned. I know Dr. Arlosha, every time she does leave the country, she comes back with another client. Every time Joyce goes to an event, she comes back with another client. So you you women are 24/7. And I love the shoes you're
Yeah,
wearing.
that's it.
Yeah, get your complimentary consultation with Joyce Palmer at jpfinancialgroup.com, jpfinancialgroupllc.com. And I know that Dr. Israel with Stepping Stone Consulting Global Firm.com has opportunities for us online. Do you do consultations? I know you're the best cheerleader for us. I do know that.
Yes.
Yes. So we always close the show one way, Dr. Israel. You ready?
I'm ready.
Pink.
Pink is the new
The
color of
color of
money.
money.
It is. It is. It is.
And thank you for spending time with us.
Thank you, Dr. Israel. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
guys for having me. This was really nice. Thank you.
All right, everybody, let's get our planning together. And thanks for joining us. Go to jpfinancialgroupllc.com. See all the shows, all the big shows, all the things you need to know. Bye, everyone.
Bye.